Good morning, children. So, hope you have understood the last two sessions on microorganisms, and we have seen the useful microorganisms and we have seen how they are useful to us. So, today we are going to see how they are harmful to us. How they are harmful to us. So, the first thing, how they are harmful to us, we can conclude by saying they can cause diseases. They can cause diseases in human beings, in the plants, and also in the livestock. Livestock here in the sense cattle. So even in the animals or plants or human beings, okay, they can cause several kinds of diseases, which may even lead the people to death. So that is how they are harmful to us. Now we can take the corona, that is COVID-19, the coronavirus. So how we have seen how it has become a pandemic, and we see every day, we see how many people are dying with this disease, isn't it? We can see swine flu, we can see dengue, we have seen the chikungunya, we have seen several other diseases which are caused by the microorganisms, and we have seen how they are really harmful to us. So any microorganism which is causing diseases, then it is called as the pathogen. It's called as the pathogen. Pathogens are the microorganisms which can cause diseases. They can cause diseases in the human beings, animals, livestock, or any other plants. So now how they enter into the body. How they enter into the body. So how the pathogens enter into the human body or the plants or the other animals. So they can enter inside through the air we breathe, through the water we drink. Okay, they can enter into our body through the air we breathe, through the water we drink, and also through the food which we eat. They can also be transmitted by the direct contact. If one person is suffering from that disease, if you go and touch them, if you have contact with them, just like we have seen in the case of coronavirus, so they can easily affect the other person through the direct contact. Okay, and even sometimes they can also cause diseases by infecting through the animals. Like for example, if you take a dog, when a dog bites, you get a disease called as rabies. When a mosquito bites, you get a disease called as malaria. So even these microorganisms which are living in the other organisms can cause the different types of diseases through which the human beings are infected. So these pathogens, they can directly infect the other people. Now we can also see that during this kind of we can see some kind of diseases in these when there is a weather change. Whenever the weather changes, okay, few people may get caught with the cold, right? They can catch cold, they can catch sneezes and all. And even when these people sneezes, the virus which is inside their body, it will come out, and there are chances that it can infect the other persons. So this basically happens when people are suffering from common cold. So that means the disease can spread from one healthy person to a. So basically these kind of viruses or the bacteria or the microorganisms can transfer from a sick person to a healthy person. Okay, these kind of diseases are called as communicable diseases. There are many communicable diseases which easily transmit from the one person to the other person, from a sick person to the normal person. So they spread through the air, they spread through the water, they spread through the physical contact. Okay, if the infected person is using the kerchiefs or some other towels or something, and if the normal person uses them, there are chances that even those people also get this kind of diseases. The same disease will be transmitted to them. There are some diseases and which are usually transmitted like this. And there are, for example, if a person who is suffering from certain disease, and if he sneezes, or if he coughs, or if he spits on the road, okay, or even the motions, okay, and even the defecation, if it is in the open area, the house flies or something will go and sit on them, and they will directly come and sit on the food which we eat. And that is how they transfer the different microorganisms from one place to the other place. Okay, common cold, conjunctivitis. You know what is conjunctivitis? Yeah, the red color eyes and all. So they are called as the conjunctivitis. So typhoid, smallpox, chickenpox, swine flu, tuberculosis, or these are all these some of the communicable diseases which are basically transferred through the insects. Okay, there are some insects which are carrying the microorganisms in their body, and they are carrying them to the healthy persons and making them sick. So some of the organisms or the insects or the animals, they carry the microorganisms in them. Those organisms are basically called as vectors. They are called as vectors. So the microorganisms are carried in the insects. That means the insects will carry the microorganisms, and they are usually called as vectors. And one of the example what you can take is the microorganism which is called as the plasmodium parasite, which causes the malaria. Okay, there is a parasite which is called as the plasmodium. It's a microorganism which will cause a deadly disease called as malaria. And this microorganism is carried in the female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito. So this female Anopheles mosquito is a carrier, is a vector for the disease called as the malaria, which is caused by the plasmodium parasite. So what we can do is we can prevent the entry of these microorganisms into the body by eradicating the mosquitoes, by stopping the spreading of the mosquitoes. So you all know what we do when there are mosquitoes in our surroundings. Okay, so the mosquitoes especially, they breed in the stagnated water, the water which is stagnated. So when there are rains and all, like when there are some pits on the roads and all, the water will be stagnated. Okay, and even in our houses, there are on our slabs and all, there are some broken vessels and all, and those will get filled with the water. The tires of the vehicles and all, you will throw them off. Okay, and they will be filled with the water. And what are the buckets which you use, you'll keep them outside, which you are not using anymore, they will fill with the water. So, and these mosquitoes, this is a stagnated water. What is stagnated? Which will not move to any place. They are limited to certain place. So this stagnated water is the best place for the mosquitoes to breed. Okay, so if the mosquitoes has to breed, they will select this kind of places. So how can we control the mosquitoes, their population? First is we have to make sure that there are no pits which will stagnate the water. And also when it is a rainy season and all, that's the best time for the mosquitoes to breed. So we have to cover all these stagnated areas and all. We have to fill them with the soil so that the water will not stagnate there. Second thing is that if there is a stagnated water, you can pour some kerosene on that. Kerosene is lighter than water, so it will float on the water, so that it will not allow the breeded mosquitoes to come out. The eggs will not hatch into the mosquitoes, so it will stop them. Second thing is that if there are any tires or tubes or some other broken bottles and all, we have to dispose them and make sure that they are no more in your surroundings. And also we can use the mosquito repellents. Nowadays we have a lot of mosquito repellents which will they will prevent the mosquitoes population when they enter into the air, into your home and all. Because of that scent which comes out, mosquitoes will die, or they will not even come into your house or into the surroundings. So that is how we can use the mosquito repellents. We can also make sure that there is no stagnated water around. So it's a kind of societal work. If you all together work out, so you will not see any kind of mosquito population around your surroundings. So and also houseflies, coming to the houseflies, they are also disease carrying microorganisms. Even they spread the disease called as typhoid or cholera. So when they sit on the garbage, when they sit on the excretory material, because so many people even till now, they are defecating in the open areas. So whenever these houseflies come and sit on the excretory material of them, if those people are suffering from any kind of disease, okay, so they will come and sit on them, they will carry the germs, and they will come to the food which we eat, and they will sit on the food. So what we do is, we never care, we just blow the air and we will eat that, isn't it? So, and within no time, the germs and all will enter into our food, and that will enter into our mouth and stomach, and they will cause the diseases. We can see people suffering from the cholera. Like this, there are many diseases which are which are carried by the houseflies. So what we have to do is we have to keep our foot covered. So when these houseflies, they sit on the food which is open. When you don't cover your food properly, the flies will come and sit on the food, and that food will be contaminated, and within no time you will get diseased. Okay, so we must avoid uncovering of the food. So you keep always you try to cover your food which you eat. Even after eating the food and all, you cover your vessels properly, the rice or the curries and whatever it may be, you always cover them so that you can prevent the entry of the house flies along with the germs. So if you keep your surroundings clean, and also if you keep your surroundings free from garbage, people throw all the waste material outside the houses. So whenever if they see any open area, they will just throw them. Now we have the Swachh Bharat cans and all. You can fill them with the biodegradable and degradable waste and all, and then you can give it to the people who come in the morning. Okay, but now even though this is a condition, people are there who throw the waste materials outside the houses, so that will attract the house flies which come and sit on them, and also that will carry the disease causing organisms to our food which we eat. So basically we have to follow maximum safety measures so that we can avoid the diseases which are caused by the mosquitoes and the house flies. The next is disease causing microorganisms in the animals. So there are several diseases which are caused by microorganisms in the animals. Especially we talk about the anthrax disease, which is usually seen in the cattle. It also affects the human beings also, but most of the time you can see this disease in the cattle. There's a foot and mouth disease, and there's a viral disease which you can see in the prawns. Okay, and not only that, every day, like if you go to a veterinary hospital and all, we can see several animals suffering from several kinds of diseases which are brought over there. So microorganisms, even they can infect the animals also. Now coming to some of the microorganisms which cause the diseases in the plants. So here you can see the table which is over here. So there is a bacteria which can cause citrus canker disease in the lemons in the citrus family, and the mode of transmission, how they are transmitted is through the air. So by the air they are transmitted, and they are easily infecting the lemons or the citrus family fruits and all. And there is a red dot of sugarcane which is caused by fungus in the sugarcane. So the air and the seedlings, if they are infected, if the air carries this fungi, the sugarcane will become red inside, which is called as the red dot disease. You might have seen this disease in the sugarcanes. When you go and drink the sugarcane juice and all, you can see there's a slight red color in the sugarcanes, and also that is nothing but the red dot disease which is caused by the fungus. And the next disease is Tikka disease, which is caused in the groundnuts and all, and this is caused by fungus. Okay, and the air and the seeds are the modes of transmission. So Tikka disease is a very common disease in the groundnuts. And then there is a tobacco mosaic virus, which is usually seen in the tobacco plants, and this is caused by the virus. And then the mode of infection is the viruses. And there is smut disease in the rice, which is caused by the fungus, and the mode of transmission is the air. So these are all the different kinds of diseases which you can easily see in the human beings, animals, and the plants. So microorganisms, they are very useful to us, but at the same time they are really harmful to us because they cause many diseases, okay, in the animals, in the human beings, also in the plants. So we'll stop this topic today, and tomorrow we'll see the food poisoning and food preservation and different methods of the food preservation. Okay, until then, see you all, take care, have a nice day.